Hey everyone and welcome to the club. There's an amazing new line of fantasy books that I'm excited to introduce called the Warhammer Adventures. This is a series of sci-fi fantasy kids books featuring fascinating heroes, aliens, and monsters. So today I'm super excited to show you how to draw Mekki from the Warp Galaxy series of books written by Kevin Scott. So let's go. Now we're going to get started in the center of our page with the eyes. So we start on the left side. We're going to start with the upper eyelid. Starting from the outside, I'm going to draw a curve. Coming in, and then down. We're going to leave a gap on the inside and draw the same thing on the right. So let's line this up, curving up, and then out. Now we're going to tuck the eyes in underneath the eyelid. So on the left side, we're going to step in and draw a half circle. Coming around towards the bottom. I'm just going to pull this back up towards the inside of the line. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving around towards the bottom. And then up. On the left side of each eye, we're going to draw a small circle for a highlight. Starting on the left. That circle. Now we're going to line this up on the right side. Starting on the eyelid. Go around and back up. Now in the center of each eye, we're going to draw a small circle in behind the highlight for the pupil. So start at the bottom of the highlight. Circle around. Then back out. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Now let's go ahead and fill the pupils in black. Now we're just going to draw the lower side edge of the eyelid. Starting from the outside, we're just going to curve around the eye and then just pull that in. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving around the eye and then just pulling that in. Now let's move to the inside of the eyelid. On the left side, I'm just going to curve up and in. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to draw on the lower edge of the eyebrow. Starting from the same bottom point, we're going to taper this line going out towards the left. Let's go to the right and do the same thing. Curving up and then out. Let's thicken up the eyebrow. Starting from the outside, I'm just going to taper this towards the inside top of the line. And do the same thing on the right. Curving up and then out. Now let's move in and draw the nose. In the center, we're going to step down. We're going to start with a U shape, curving down, then up. Let's add in the nostril. On the left side, we're going to curve out and just hook that back in. Do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to move up and just draw the top edge of the nose, just a short curve going across. Now we're going to move down and draw in the mouth. Starting on the left, we'll curve up the middle, and then back down on the right. Let's add in the lower lip. We'll step down. We're going to curve in the opposite direction. Coming down and then up. Now we're going to move out and just draw on the side of the head. From the left eye, we're going to step out, curve out the cheek, and pull that in towards the chin. We're going to round out the chin, curve up, and out just beside the right eye. Now let's move up and draw on the goggles. We're going to start directly above the left eye. I'm going to draw a large circle. Starting from the top, work our way around to the bottom, and back up to the top. Now I just want to trace this out on the inside. So stepping down, and leave an even space gap all the way around. Now we want to draw the same thing over the right eye, but we have this extended piece up on top. So we're going to move up and draw a small circle, starting from the top center, curve around towards the bottom, and then back up towards the top. Again, I want to trace this out on the inside. Now from the sides of the circle, I'm going to come straight down with a short line. Now I'm going to connect these 2 points with a half circle. I'm going to come down to match the inner circle on the left. Now we want to surround the base of this extension with that same outer circle that we have on the left. So we're going to start up here, curve around the base. Now again, we're going to come down to the same height as we have on the left, back around the right side, and then in. Let's connect the goggles in the center with a strap. Starting from the left side, we're going to curve up and then down. We're going to step up to the top and draw that same curve going across. Now we're going to go back down to the cheek. We're going to curve around the eye and then in behind the goggle. So we're going to bump this out and then curve that in. Now let's draw on the top edge of the strap. We're going to move up to the top, curve out. Now I'm just going to pull that in towards the top of the cheek. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving out and then in. Now we're going to add the ears on the side. So from the cheek, we're going to step up, curve around, round out the ear, and then just pull that in towards the cheek. We're going to line this up on the right side and do the same thing. Curving around and then in. Let's add the inner ear detail. From the top of the cheek, I'm going to curve up and out. Now let's draw in the top of the head. On the top of the strap on the left side, I'm going to curve up and then in towards the middle. We're going to round out the top of the head, go around that extension, and then back down on the right side. On the left side of the head, there's an extended magnifying glass. So right here where the head meets the strap, we're going to draw a small circle. We'll trace that out on the inside. Now let's move up and in and draw a larger circle, starting from the top. And we're going to trace this out on the inside again. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with 2 angled lines. Starting from the bottom, come straight down, move in, and we'll draw that twice. Now there's a blue dot just above the left side of the eye. So just underneath the strap and goggle, we're just going to curve down and then up. Now that we completed the head, let's work our way down the body. I'm going to start with the large collar first. Starting on the outside on the left, we'll curve down in the middle, and then back up on the right. I want to trace this out on the inside. Now let's draw on the sides of the tunic. Starting from the left side of the collar, we're going to curve out and then just pull that straight down. Do the same thing on the right, curving out and then down to the same height. Let's connect these 2 points with a curve coming down the middle and then back up. Now we're going to add a strap that goes across the body. Starting from the right side of the collar, curve down and then out towards the left. We're going to step in and draw that same curve, just following it all the way to the side. Let's add a buckle along the bottom. We're going to angle this down. Starting from the outside, we're going to angle down, step over, draw that same line. Now we're going to trace this rectangle out on the inside. Now let's add some detail to the tunic. We're going to start with that skull symbol over on the right side. So we're going to start underneath the strap. We're going to draw a circle, going around and then back up. Let's add in the skull. We're going to step down, curve around the side of the skull, and we're going to pull that in. We're going to leave a gap along the bottom and continue up on the left side. From these 2 points, we're going to angle down and out with a short line, and then we'll connect them with another curve. Now let's draw 2 circles, one on the left, and then one on the right. And then the nose of the skull is just a little point going up and then down. Now we're going to draw that trim around the circle. Starting from the bottom, we leave a little gap, draw 2 lines coming down side by side, close off the bottom with a straight line. Now we're going to curve up the side, just follow the circle going up, do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to add that same little notch on the sides, coming down at an angle. We're going to curve up in behind the strap. Let's go to the right side, angle down and out, follow that curve going up, and then we'll pull that back in. Let's continue going up around the circle to right about there. Let's add another notch going up, curving around, come down, and then pull that in behind the strap. Now let's add the trim along the bottom. Starting from the center, we're going to start with a straight line going across, come down with 2 short lines on either side. Now we're going to follow the curve of the tunic going out. Now we're going to add that same notch on either side, going up, and we're going to curve up, come down the sides, and then we'll go out towards the side of the body. Now I'm just going to add a little trim on the side of the shoulder. Starting from the left side, we come down at an angle, and then go out. Let's do the same thing on the right. Coming down an angle above the skull and go out. Now we're going to continue working down with the legs. In the center, we're going to leave a small gap. On the left side, I'm going to curve out and down towards the left heel, then out and down towards the right heel. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the feet. From heel to toe, I'm going to curve down and then back up. We'll do the same thing on the right side, making sure that the feet are the same length. Now back on the left side, I'm going to draw the top of the foot. So we'll take the toe, draw almost like a half circle going up. Now aiming towards the heel, we'll stop right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right, curving up and then aiming down towards the heel. Now at the top of the foot, I'm going to curve up underneath the tunic. Give me a little overlap on the end. Do the same thing on the right side. About halfway down the leg, we're going to start on the left side, we're going to draw the boot cuff, coming down and up. And we're going to move all the way down and just thicken up the sole. So taking this curve, we'll draw it just up above. Now let's move back up and draw the arms. Let's start with the arm on the left. This arm is mechanical, so we're going to start with the hinge on the shoulder. Starting just underneath the head, we draw almost like a half circle, going around and then back in. I want to trace this out on the inside. Stepping down, curve around, and then back in. Now we're going to go out at an angle towards the elbow. So let's add a circle out here, a smaller circle. We're going to trace this out on the inside. Now we're going to connect the elbow to the shoulder with two straight angled lines. One along the top and then one along the bottom. Let's add a band across this area, starting just above the elbow, curve across, step up and draw that same curve. Now I want to add a wire that goes across. Starting from the shoulder, curve out, down, and then in towards the elbow. Now I'm going to trace this out along the outside. Now from the elbow, we're going to bend the arm straight down. So underneath the elbow, we're going to draw a straight line going across, come down either side, and then we'll close off the bottom. I'm just going to split this in half, going across the middle. Let's add two straight lines coming from the elbow, one on the left, and then one on the right. Now right here, we're going to add in the hand. Starting from the bottom corner of this rectangle, we're going to curve in and back out. At the end of the thumb, we're going to draw a bracket. Now at the bottom of the thumb, we're going to curve down and up around that bracket. Step down, curve down and up the second finger. Now the third finger, curve down and up towards the left corner of that rectangle. We're going to add three small circles just above each finger, starting on the left, and we're just going to touch each of these circles together. And one more. Now at the top of this circle, we're just going to curve in and up. Let's add one more wire on the inside. Starting from the inside of the elbow, we'll curve in and then back out. Step in and just follow that all the way around. Now let's move over to the right side and draw on this arm. We're going to start up here, curve out, and then down towards the wrist. We're going to add that same thumb, a little half circle. Now at the end of the thumb, we'll draw a bracket. At the bottom of the thumb, we're going to curve down and up around the bracket. We're going to add two more fingers, curve down and up the second finger. Now the third finger, we're just going to come up towards the wrist. Now we're going to overlap the control box on top of the arm. Starting from the inside of the wrist, we're going to curve down and up over that line, so extend past beyond there. Let's draw on the back of the glove. Starting up here, we're going to draw a half circle, going down and then back up. From the outside of this line, I'm going to follow the same curvature of the arm, going out and in. Now we're going to draw the inside of the box. Angle down and in to right about there. Now we're going to curve down towards the base of the wrist. Now we're going to show the inside edge of the box. Starting from this corner, we're going to angle across. We're going to take this corner and draw that same length line. Let's connect those 2 points with a straight line. Now from the inside, I'm just going to curve down towards the wrist. Now I want to continue drawing the arm going in behind the head. So from this point, I'm going to curve in and just tuck that in behind the head. From this top corner, I'm going to step down and just go straight across to the inside of the arm for the strap. Now let's add the screen along the top. I'm going to leave a gap along the top, draw a straight angled line, come down the sides, straight line, and then we'll close off the bottom. Let's add 2 buttons. One on the left, we're going to draw a small circle, and then one on the right. Now I want to add some simple markings along the top of the arm. So from the head, we're going to come down at an angle, do a hard turn going out, and then back down. Now I just want to trace this out on the outside. Now I just want to draw one more on the inside. Come in, and then down. Now I'm going to trace this out on the outside. Now the last thing we're going to do is add the bag on the side of the hip. So from the strap, we're going to step up, curve out towards the hand, pull that in behind the body. Let's add the flap. From the side of the bag, we're just going to curve up and then in. And there we have it. There's Mekki from the Warhammer Adventures Warp Galaxy series of books. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you share your art for a chance to get a shout out on the official website. I'll add the link and the info in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.